Welcome back to Chapter 6. I'm Lloyd, and this is my podcast where each episode I read a chapter from the Tao Te Ching and try to find, in its timeless wisdom, a way forward in the Trump era. And Chapter 6 is giving big yin vibes. It's telling me to let go. And my monkey mind, that noise constantly running on background in my brain, is all like, cool, Lloyd, let go. Tell that to the algorithm in a red tie, baptizing TikTok influencers in crude oil. Tell that to Pete Hegseth, the patriot peacock turned Secretary of War, managing the apocalypse from a Christian nationalist tattoo parlor, Crusader slogan still wrapped on his forearm, getting fresh ink while he converts foreign policy into a halftime show. Tell that to the orange-hued avatar of late-stage capitalism, half Confederate hologram, half casino messiah, live tweeting Armageddon from the back nine of a Mar-a-Lago bunker, blasting Kid Rock remixes while an army of AI interns sculpts his face onto Mount Rushmore out of crypto dust and expired chicken McNuggets. Okay, so with that, let's dive into the reading. This is Chapter 6. The Tao is called the Great Mother, empty yet inexhaustible. It gives birth to infinite worlds. It is always present within you. You can use it any way you want. Empty yet inexhaustible. Last chapter was about holding the center. This chapter, the Tao is saying, let go. I mean, yeah, the text actually never says let go, but that's the vibe, right? The Great Mother gives birth by opening, not by gripping. So I hear. I've never actually given birth. But maybe that's what balance does when you stop trying to hold on to it. It just keeps giving. You finally find balance, and it hands you a baby and says, congratulations, you're the mother now. I mean, I've never been great with the nurture part of my spiritual practice. I do have to work on that. The Great Mother keeps showing up anyway, though, through patience, forgiveness, and that weird instinct to feed what's starving instead of what's arguing with it. Yeah, exactly. That's my problem. When the Tao says give birth to infinite worlds, I keep thinking that one of those worlds better vote different in 2028. And then I remember that's not salvation, that's fucking paperwork. We've been trading ballots and Band-Aids since Athens, or, okay, at least since Ronald Reagan, calling it democracy, while both parties cast checks from the same hedge fund, Ronald Wilson Reagan. Like Killer Mike says, 666. Ronald Wilson Reagan. You think Donald Trump is the virus? Nah. Sorry, Reaganomics and the cult of personality wrote the code. Trump isn't the disease, he's just the fever breaking. And we're all standing around here arguing over thermometers. The text says, it is always present within you. Which is a nice thought until you realize that means there's no customer service line for enlightenment. There's no help desk on your spiritual path. Not even this podcast. No guru you can call to reset your spiritual password, but you can use it any way you want. I mean, that line hits like a permission slip for all of humanity. No gatekeepers, no orthodoxy, just presence on demand. Which sounds great until I try to use it and realize my default settings are still sarcasm and doom. And the vibe of this chapter is letting go. So, I try softness. Oh, look, I'm recording this in my car. I wonder if you can hear. And there is a freight train
every few minutes
passing by. No, that's the radio. I wonder if this train, like in the movies, is a metaphor. It's a freight train. It's carrying, freight, goods and shit and services. About once or twice a day here in Lowell. I mean, it's I don't know, is it a mile long? I closed the window so you don't have to listen to it. It just keeps going and going. All right, that was a little unscripted diversion into the freight train memory. But I'm back to letting go, right? I'm going to try softness. It's not my natural habit. I'll make tea instead of yelling. I'll wash the dish I was about to psychoanalyze. I'll answer the phone before it hits the 27th voicemail just to prove I still remember how to be human. Tiny gestures of non-combat. That feels both ridiculous and, I don't know, is it silly to say that it's sacred? The Great Mother isn't floating somewhere above the clouds. She's hiding in the ordinary kindness I keep skipping past on my way to having an opinion. The text says you can use it any way you want. And I love that. It's like enlightenment just got an open source license. But every time I try to, quote, use it, I end up using it like I use everything else to fix myself, to prove that I'm evolving, to make chaos make sense. And the Great Mother just laughs. Or maybe that's my tea boiling over again. So I'll try it again, fail better, like Samuel Beckett said. I use it to forgive myself for doom scrolling, compassion fatigue, for preaching balance while drinking my third shot of espresso, for still wanting to win the argument instead of the moment. I'll use it to remember that softness isn't surrender, it's maintenance. It's what keeps the hinges from rusting while the world kicks in its own door. The Tao says it's always present within you. So maybe the Great Mother isn't something you find. Maybe she's the quiet part of you waiting for a turn to speak. So let's give her just 10 seconds. 10 seconds of silence. No fixing, no words, just breath and the freight train. Hold on. That's the sound of the inexhaustible. The universe breathing through the same busted teapot every day and still managing to pour. From the edge of the empire and the center of the self, where I'm getting a little lost. And I'm deciding that it's okay. This is the Tao of Lloyd. Hey, friends, before you vanish back into the algorithm, just do me one favor. If this episode stirred something in you, or this series is working for you in some way, or at least distracted you from your doom scrolling, drop a 5-star review wherever you listen to your podcasts. It helps the show reach others. And you can stay connected at the website, thedaooflloyd.com. There's an email list you can sign up for there. And if you want to help keep this thing breathing, toss a few bucks into our monthly Patreon subscription at patreon.com/daooflloyd. Thanks for listening. Thanks for breathing. Thanks for still being out there. I'll see you next chapter.